ilaha illallah wallahu akbar, Allahu akbar walillahi alhamd. Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar, Allahu akbar walillahi alhamd. Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar, Allahu akbar walillahi alhamd. الحمد لله الذي يحكم بالحق قطعا ويجزي كل نفس بما تسعى وإليه المآب والرجعى. الحمد لله الذي شرع لنا دينا قويما وهدانا صراطا مستقيما. الحمد لله القائل بعد أن أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Today we celebrate the Eid of Al-Adha, and Eid Al-Adha marks the momentous sacrifice of Ibrahim and Ismaeel and his son Ismaeel. This is the reason why we're here today, and it's worth our time to study the passage in the Quran that describes the story of Ibrahim and Ismaeel and the story of this sacrifice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins this passage by describing Ibrahim alayhi salam as he's fleeing persecution, and he's making a dua in which he says, Rabbi habli min as-salihin, Master, my Master, give me the gift of the righteous. فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ. So we gave him the gift of a child who was halim, somebody who has a very high emotional IQ, somebody who is able to control their anger and their emotions under stress, which is something you don't associate with a child necessarily. But Ismaeel al-Islam was described as such. فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ السَّعِي. When Ismaeel al-Islam had reached the age of a sa'i, the scholars describe it, the age before puberty. Just before a person has reached the age of puberty, just before that point is called a sa'i. So legally in Islamic jurisprudence, in the Sharia, once a child has reached the age of puberty, they are a man or a woman. They are autonomous in the sense that they can make decisions for themselves. But before the age of puberty, they are still under the legal guardianship of their parents. So the thing to note here is Ismaeel al-Islam was not yet an adult. He was still under the legal guardianship of Ibrahim al-Islam. فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ السَّعِي قَالَ يَا بُنَيْ. Ibrahim al-Islam says to Ismaeel, Ya Bunay, oh my son, beloved son. Not Yabni, which is my son. The tasdeer of the word Ibn is Bunay, my little son. Just to show there's a sense of closeness, just to show that there's an element of love. Ya Bunay, my beloved son, I love you so much, you're so close to my heart. Inni ara fil manam. Inni, absolutely no doubt, I see, ara, I am seeing, not inni ra'aytu, linguistic subtlety, really beautiful. Not that I have seen, inni ara, I am seeing currently. Again and again and again, fil manam, in the dream. Not in a dream, fi manamin, no, fil manami, al manam. This dream, the dream, the al that's added here, shows that this is a dream that he knew was from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knew this was revelation from the moment he saw that dream. It wasn't just something that, it wasn't just a nightmare. He knew from the first instance that this was a revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inni ara fil manam, absolutely no doubt, I am seeing again and again and again in the dream that I know is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 100%. I know it is revelation. Anni azbahuka, that I am sacrificing you, I am slaughtering you. And this is, it seems like a nightmare, subhanAllah. But he says this is revelation, this is what I see, and there's no doubt about it. فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. So, tell me what you think. The linguistic aspect here has to be appreciated because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the most amazing words to describe this. He says, فَانْظُرْ, see, مَاذَا تَرَى, what is it that you see? You notice that there's a usage of the word فَانْظُرْ, which comes from the word نَظَرَ, which is to look at something. But in particular, the word nadhara is used to look at something, to think about it, to contemplate it. So for example, Ibrahim a.s. himself uses this word, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes him using this word in Surah Al-An'am, when he is a young man and he's trying to convince his people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one to be worshipped. فَنَظَرَ نَظْرَةً فِي النُّجُومِ. So he looked at the stars. It's not like he's never seen the stars before, but he's looking at the stars and he's contemplating who's the creator, what's the purpose of these stars, what's the purpose of us being here. The word used is nazara, something that's insightful. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes, or when He commands us rather, قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ, go travel in the earth. Go travel in the earth. فَانْظُرُوا كَيْفَ بَدَأَ الْخَلْقِ. And then go and observe and think about and contemplate how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how He began the creation. This is the biggest question in science. How did this all come about? Where did He come from? And subhanAllah, Allah says, go and observe that process. فَانْظُرُوا, the word that He uses is nadhara. Go look at it, observe, think about it, rationalize, and then come up with a conclusion. The same word Ibrahim a.s. uses for his young son. And says, فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. Give me your opinion. But he's saying, I really value your opinion. I know you have insight. Just like the word nadhara is used for something insightful, he says, I know you have insight. I respect your opinion. What is your opinion? And not just he says, give me your opinion. The way classically in Arabic you would say is, فَانْظُرْ رَأْيَكَ, or أَقِمْ لَنَا رَأْيَكَ. He says, no, فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. The verb is used to show, think about it. Take your time. Think about it multiple times. I value your opinion. And then come tell me what you think. It's unbelievable, subhanAllah. It's still a glimpse in this family where Ibrahim and Ismaeel the father and the son. What an incredible relationship. That he's telling his son, I respect your opinion. Take your time and then tell me what you think. And what's amazing is that this is something that even is not a place for an opinion. This is revelation from Allah to a prophet. It's got to be done. But still he asks his son, what do you think? Take your time, make up your mind. And the son is not even an adult. He hasn't even reached adulthood yet. He hasn't even reached puberty yet. He's still under the legal guardianship of Ibrahim. Yet Ibrahim a.s. still asks him, فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. What do you think? What is your opinion? It's unbelievable how Ibrahim a.s. is treating Ismaeel a.s. with so much respect and so much honor. What is the response of Ismaeel? Ya abati if'al ma tu'mar. Ya abati, my father, I love you so much. I know you love me and I love you so much as well. If'al ma tu'mar. Do whatever you have been commanded to do. I know this is from Allah. Tu'mar, you have been commanded. Satajiduni insha'Allahu min as-sabirin. You will find me to be of those who are patient. I'm going to try my best. Insha'Allahu min as-sabirin. There's emotions in play here. I'm going to try my best. And Allah will help me to overcome those emotions. فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَا. Then when they had submitted, lamma is used for something when there is a gap. Something that happens over the course of some time. So it was something that they were grappling with this. They were trying to get over their emotions. And of course they would be. He said they are human beings. They're not angels. وَيَفْعَلُونَ مَا يُؤْمَرُونَ. Angels just do whatever they're told. Right away. فَسَجَدَ الْمَلَائِكَةُ كُلُّهُمْ أَجْمَعُونَ. Right away the angels made sajda when Allah told them. Because they do whatever Allah tells them. But these are human beings. They have emotions. They have to overcome those emotions. فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَا. So after a little while, they submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Aslama, both of them. وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ. And now I want you to imagine this scene, how amazingly Allah paints it. Ibrahim a.s. تَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ. He's putting his son, jabeen is the side of the forehead. He's putting his son's forehead on the ground. And talla is to put somebody down with some force and to keep him down. تَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ. And you can imagine that the tears that are flowing and the emotions that they're going through. He's about to take the life of his son. The son is about to lose his life. Pause for a minute and think about how he got here. He spent his entire life sacrificing for Allah. He spent his entire life waiting for this son. And now when he finally had a son, he was told, leave your son in the desert. And then when he left his son in the desert, And now finally the son is about to become an adult. He's being told, go sacrifice your son. These are unbelievable situations. And then when they're about to go ahead and do this thing, that's when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَنَادَيْنَاهُ أَيَّا إِبْرَاهِيمُ. We called out to him and said, Oh Ibrahim, قَدْ صَدَّقْتَ الرُّؤْيَا. You have fulfilled the dream. You have made it come true. إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ الْبَلَاءُ الْمُبِينُ. This was a great test. We're here today to commemorate the legacy of Ibrahim a.s. The thing I want to talk about is the legacy of Ibrahim a.s. مِلَّةَ أَبِيكُمْ إِبْرَاهِيمُ هُوَ سَمَّاكُمُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. The legacy of your father Ibrahim, he's the one who named you Muslims. We are the inheritors of the legacy of Ibrahim a.s. Even if he is not our father genetically, he is our father spiritually. He is our father spiritually. And his legacy, Ibrahim a.s.'s legacy, is that he would sacrifice for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he would go through the most difficult tests that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could put anybody through without complaining. You know, none of us will ever be asked to sacrifice our sons or our daughters. None of us would ever be asked to leave our kids in the middle of the desert. None of us will be thrown in a fire. That's not going to happen. We will not go through those tests. But Ibrahim a.s. went through them. And every single time he went through every single test in his life, every single time he perfected the test, and he did it without complaining. This is the legacy of Ibrahim. This is what this day should remind us of. That we are here today as Muslims, and we are told to sacrifice, and life becomes difficult as we are practicing Islam. We lose a job, we lose an opportunity, we have loss in family, we feel depression. All of these things that we feel that make us upset. And often we hear people complaining about Islam, how everything is haram, how everything is a no, 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 how there's no fun allowed. All these complaints that we hear, if anybody ever had a right to complain, it was Ibrahim a.s. Because he'd been suffering his entire life, but he never complained. He never complained. That is the legacy of Ibrahim a.s. That is the millah of Ibrahim a.s. that we're following. That we go through life, the difficulties in life, the ups and downs of life, without complaining. Without complaining. Knowing that whatever we're going through, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take us and bring us to a better place. Knowing just like Ibrahim knew 100% when he was going in that fire that Allah would save him. Knowing 100% when he was leaving his son and his wife in the middle of the desert that Allah would take care of that. Knowing 100% that when he was doing this for the sake of Allah, Allah will make something good come out of this. The sacrifice. That's got to be our attitude. That's got to be our attitude. Whatever we go through in life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make something good come out of it. As long as we're patient, as long as we trust Him. That is the legacy of Ibrahim a.s. that we are following, and that is what this day should remind us of. So as we are about to celebrate, let us keep the legacy of Ibrahim a.s. in mind, and let us become inheritors, true inheritors of this legacy of our father. Jazakumullah khairan for listening. Kullu aam wa antum bi khair. Eid Mubarak. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.